Hello everybody, 'tis I, TheRumpledOne. Question that I'm posing. Are you afraid of the police? The reason I posed this question, and I didn't make it a stuff hits the fan question or a fun question, it's just a general question. I was watching a movie the other night, District B13. It's set in the future, and there's this one district so bad that they kind of set it off from the rest of the city. And the police were afraid to go in. I mean, when the police went in, they had grates over their windshield and the side windows. And when they came in, people came out with AK-47s to greet the police. And the police were just as afraid of the people as the people were the police. I mean, the police came out, people drew their guns. And I found myself cheering for the people. It's just like, wouldn't it be great? Because now, when you see the police, they're usually dressed in black. They've got all this, you know, they're basically weaponized. And they've got armor on and just all kind of gear. And they're just intimidating. And you see them, especially if they pull behind you when you're driving, you get afraid because you know if they pull you over, chances are they're going to find some reason to give you a ticket which just extracts money from you. You know there's going to be something petty, something that you shouldn't even have to be concerned about, but because of the way things are, that's what you got to deal with. You know, doing 31 miles per hour in a 30. I mean, it's just ridiculous stuff like that. I mean, here in Mayberry, there's a hill, 30 miles an hour. You go down the hill, if you don't have your foot on the brake, you're going to wind up doing 35 miles an hour or more by the time you're at the bottom of the hill. And guess where the cops like to sit? At the bottom of the hill. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But I mean, I just thought it was great to watch a movie where the police were afraid. I mean, hey, there's certain parts of LA area, like maybe Compton, where, you know, just like don't call the police, don't even call an ambulance, you know, call me a cab. Because those other people aren't coming to this section of town. I mean, the police are afraid to go in there. Now, of course, that's out of balance the other way, but when you think about it, it doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter. If somebody's pointing a gun at you, it doesn't matter whether or not they're wearing a badge. The result could be the same. Think about it. So I'd like to hear a lot of response, hopefully, from people. Just tell me, are you afraid of the police? I mean, do you just really, when you see a cop pull up behind you, or when you see a police officer, you know, looking your way, do they strike fear as opposed to a comfort? I mean, when you see police, don't you think in an ideal world that seeing a police officer would make you feel comfortable, make you feel safe and secure, as opposed to feeling threatened and intimidated? That you think that they might do something against you just because they can, just because they got the badge and the gun. Do you think the playing field should be level? Because you know it's not. I mean, if you confront an officer, you know, they can beat you, and if they might not be able, you know, the law says they can't, but they beat you, they get off. But if you strike a police officer and try to defend yourself, forget about it. I mean, think about it. Isn't that a little unfair? I mean, they can tell you to do things, and if you don't listen to them, then they beat you, or, you know, haul you into jail, say you were failing to obey a police officer. Well, they can make things up. And who's going to believe you? Unless you've got it on videotape, what chance do you have? You think about it. I mean, what can happen? What can happen in your community to make it so when you see the police, you feel comfortable as opposed to threatened? Is that too much to ask? Really, is that too much to ask? Tell me. I'd like to hear your response, because just a few incidents have happened recently that I'm just wondering, you know, and watching that movie, it's just like, yeah, I think maybe the police, we the people, need to take some power back and have the police just a little bit more afraid of us, and maybe they'll think twice before they do something. Let me know what you think. I can't wait to hear your response.